So I just saw The Little Mermaid, and it's it's okay. And before I really get into the movie, let me just talk real quick about something here. I have to get it off my chest. Flounder, I'm so sorry. Look how they massacred my boy, okay? And this is where we get into the problems with Disney live action movies. You take these wonderful, expressive creatures of animation and you make them so realistic in these live action movies that they just aren't the same. In the original, Flounder is like such a memorable character for me for some reason. He is. And then in this movie, every time he was on screen, I'm like, bruh, this dude can't be a main character. He looks like some sashimi being ready to be prepped. And that really stems to the main problem with these Disney live action movies, is that thing that I just addressed. And I am still of the opinion that we do not need these live action movies, but as soon as you decide to make them, you are in a bit of a tough spot. It's kind of a lose-lose. Because on one hand, you can't just copy the animated movie, because then truly there really is no point. But also, if you stray too far off of it, then you're like, there's nothing here for me as an original fan to like. So while I am still of the opinion that we do not need these, for what it is, The Little Mermaid is all right. It's okay. And I guess that's a win. Now, the reviews for this movie from which I've seen are pretty positive, which, is cool. Okay, congratulations. That's cool. And you hear a lot of people say that this is the best Disney live action movie. Now, I'm not going to go that far, but I will say this is probably the best lead cast in a movie. Halle Bailey in this movie is genuinely fantastic. I mean, my God, like even just her normal voice, I'm like, that's a princess right there. And then obviously the singing, oh my God, it is, oh wow. Jesus, okay, you didn't catch me off guard with that, but you still caught me off guard with that. She really does have that sense of wonder in her eyes, when she's in the ocean and she's looking up at Prince Eric in the ship. Like, she really pulls that off well, and I think she's definitely the best part of this movie, along with Daveed Diggs as Sebastian. He is also fantastic. Halle Bailey and Daveed Diggs is really like Kobe and Shaq in this movie, because they're really the main ones putting up numbers. And that's not to say the rest of the cast isn't good. They're all ranging from solid to also pretty good, but Halle Bailey and Daveed Diggs absolutely carry. And to my surprise, the CG for the most part is pretty good. In the third act, it definitely gets a little wonky, but for the most part, it's pretty good. It is definitely brighter than what I expected, especially from seeing some of the first images and clips where I'm like squinting trying to see what's in the image there. I was gonna say an Asian joke right there, but I held off, so good for me. And I'm realizing now as I'm speaking that these compliments aren't exactly invoking confidence. It kind of makes it sound like I'm really giving it the bare minimum pass. But honestly, for these Disney live actions from what we've gotten, like The Lion King and whatnot, yeah, I'm gonna give this a win. But honestly, my main problem with this movie is the runtime. This movie is 2 hours and 15 minutes long, which isn't that long of a movie when you think about it, but the original Little Mermaid is an hour and 23 minutes long. Now, going back to my original point where you can't copy the movie one-on-one, but you also can't stray too far of it, I understand you kind of have to toe the line here. But in my opinion, this felt really long. There are so many parts where I thought it completely dragged, where I was like, yo, can we pick up the pace a little bit? And that's not to say this movie is slow or boring, because it's not. I'd be insane if I said that. What I'm saying is the pacing is completely uneven. The first 40, 50 minutes of this movie fly by, then the next 40 minutes are so slow and clunky and unbalanced. And then the third act completely zooms by, and it's like whiplash. And it's one thing if the movie was over 50 minutes longer than the original, if it was venturing off into different storylines or whatnot, but it's really they added a few new songs, but that's really it. The rest is fluff and filler and just elonging things. I'm like, bro, we don't need this right now. This movie feels long. And you all know, if you've been a fan of my channel for a bit, that a long, dragged out movie is the biggest sin, arguably, aside from being boring. So honestly, I don't even know if I'm getting my thoughts across, because it's pretty late and I gotta go to sleep soon. I gotta wake up early tomorrow. But all in all, I guess for a Disney live action, this is a pass. It's not that bad. It's okay. It's a fun time. I think a lot of families will enjoy this here. I think Halle Bailey is amazing. Daveed Diggs is amazing. The songs are still a bop, but it's really long. The pacing is uneven, and honestly, you're still better off watching the animated movies, and I'm still pissed off about Flounder, The Little Mermaid. 3 stars. It's good to be back, though. I will say I haven't recorded in a bit since I've been out of town. You got Past Lives to look forward to. I just saw that. Spider-Verse is coming soon. Asteroid City is coming soon. Transformers is coming soon. And a bunch of the big movies we're starting to get here. I've been craving sushi all week, and I think I'm going to get it this week. Thanks for watching. Bye.